grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice. That's why all my life I've been grinding all my life. Look.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Boss Business with C
and T,
where we educate our listeners on the ins and outs of starting, marketing, and maintaining a business. We are giving you guys the good, the bad,
and the ugly.
We also interview successful business owners, small business owners, and our future business owners. So tune in and grab a friend. But first, T, tell the people what our drink of the week is.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this week's drink of the week is called the Sex on the Beach. It can be made with vodka, cranberry juice, orange juice, peach, schnapps. Ladies and gentlemen, get your glass and let's get sipping.
All right, so pour up a glass and let's get to it. Our topic of today is right place, right time. A lot of people want to start a business, but they don't know how to find the right business to start, or they might not know when is the right time to start a business. So today we'll be giving you a few tips on how you can find the right business for you.
And how do you do that? Well, finding the right business is mental. I always tell people it's all mental. So first thing you want to do is find the need. I read this quote. I'm going to go ahead and read it. It said, a person in a business or a job is nothing more than someone who solves problems for people for a profit or for pay. And to get paid more, you must solve more problems for more people. So basically, when you're thinking about what you want to do when you're starting a business, you want to look for as many problems as you can. And when you're finding those problems, you become that bridge to match it with solutions. So you just want to find the bridge, and that bridge could be just anything that you personally need, something that you need that could make your life just a little bit better. You could talk to your friends, your family, or anything like that. Just find a need in society. I know personally, people wanted to keep their drinks colder longer. So they created a need. They created these tumbler cups. You put the drink in and it keeps your drink cold as long as possible. Now, when you're finding a business, you find that need. And once you find that need, you can be innovative. And so what happens is they created this cup, but also they innovated it and had a Bluetooth speaker inside it. So now you can sip your drink and listen to some music at the same time. So finding a need is very important. And like I said, you can find that need. You can find the problem. You can find a solution to that problem. See what else you got for finding a need for your business.
I think that's something that's really creative. I would say, I know you talked about ask your friends. You can do surveys. You can ask like your circle of close friends. I know a lot of people don't want to tell their friends too much information, or they feel like I'm not going to tell this person what my idea is, but you don't have to do that. You can ask people, ask your friends, what is something that would make your daily life easier or better? A lot of people would think like, man, this morning, I wish I had this, or I wish I had XYZ. I wish somebody would invent an easier way to do, whatever. Yeah. So you can take their responses, put it together and decide, okay, what can I do to solve this need and to solve this problem? And what is it that I can invent?
Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of people, they feel like we talk about what I need. Also, you want to think about what other people need too. Like she said, doing surveys on a bigger scale, thinking about what your city needs. Think about what the country needs. Think about what your state needs, and then try to figure it out. I know here locally, we have a lot of kids that's out of school, but we don't have anything for them to do while they're out of school. And so that's why they're coming up with these skate parks. We've just opened up another park in our city. They opened up like a little trampoline park. So find something in your city that's a need and then just go and attack it. However, there's also, so a lot of people talk about ownership a lot. So you hear ownership, but people don't like to talk about partnership. So it's okay to partner with a company. So if you find the need, and just like with these cups, you saw as a need in your area, but you don't know how to make it. So you can either take the time to go and research the manufacturer and all of this and figure out how to make it, or you can partner with a company that's already doing that and then say, hey, I want to be that bridge. I want to be able to market your product and send it out to different people in the area. So it may not be something that you're passionate about, but it's going to get you that start. And so you can go to Shopify, Amazon, eBay, look for different products that sells, like doing your research. Do your research. Find something that sells in the area or sells period, and then just go and attack that product. So go get it and say, hey, I want to sell this product. And so once you're able to sell that product, and then you can be able to bring in some profit to be able to fund your passion project.
Right. And I think you made a really good point when it comes to partnerships. A lot of people have good ideas, but they don't know how to execute the idea, or they just might not have the funds to start, to do it all on their own. Especially if it's a really good idea, like if you're going to completely invent something that you're going to get patent, it takes a lot of money for you to get that. So why not get you a partner and do a split? It might not be 50-50, do a 70-30 or whatever works for you, but you have the idea. A lot of people are sitting on ideas. Like, you ever see something and you're like, I thought about that 20 years ago and I wish I would have did it. Or I thought about that 5. It's so many things that like are invented. And I'm just like, I thought about something like that, but I could have created that. Like, I could have invented that. And it's just like, you have your ideas, act on them ideas. Find somebody. There's a lot of people that have the means to start a business, but they don't have the ideas to start that business. It's a lot of people that are looking for businesses to invest in. It's a lot of people that are looking for new companies that are starting up. People are out there looking. It's just a matter of doing your research. Like we said, do your research. But once you find that need, you want to act on it. Especially if it's something that you're hearing that most people need. Sometimes you sit at work and you're like, man, I wish I had something that did this. And then here come your coworker. I wish I had that too. Somebody needs to invent something like that. And then somebody else, man, I would buy like 20 of them, Exactly. So it's like, act on that. If that's something that everybody needs, then why not do it? Why not you be the one to create it? So you're not 5 years down the line, somebody else created it or somebody else took the idea and ran with it. And now you're like, man, I should have jumped on that.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Yeah. It's definitely a process, man, because it's not something that you can just jump into. Like, okay, I want to start a business. I'm gonna just start. No, you gotta like do your research. Think about it. Like talk, like she said, talk to your coworkers. Or what I usually do, I just go out of town and then just listen to people. I start random conversations, and like she said, they will tell you everything that you want to know and everything you want to hear. They're gonna tell you. Like, that's how I'm in the business I'm in now with health and wellness, because I'm in Mississippi. Is one of the most obese states. Like, I already knew it, but I didn't want to assume. So when I'm talking to people, the first thing they say, I ask them like, "How you doing?" But like, "Oh, I'm good. I just need to lose some weight." Like, I didn't bring it up, but they're just gonna automatically tell you what they want and what they need. So if you listen to them and make notes, talk to your family, talk to your friends, like just ask them, "Hey, what is something that you could use in your life right now that'll make your life a little bit better?" If they say money, say, okay, so what are we going to do to get that money to make your life better? Right. Or if they say something practical, and then start working, do your research, go online and see is it already made. And then if it is, go partner with that company. If it's not, figure out a way to create it.
Right. That's a good idea. And you know what's actually another good idea? A lot of people need pop-up shops. It's a lot of small businesses out there that they're not good at social media. They can't get their name out there. They don't have the money to advertise. It costs to advertise. If you're starting up a small business, you don't have money to spare, because like we talked about in the previous episode, you lose out on so much money your first year. So you don't have to have a business to have a pop-up shop. And a lot of people don't know that. A lot of people feel like, oh, if I want to do a pop-up shop, I have to have a business. I have to have a booth. Absolutely not. You just have to arrange it. Right. It's the same. Yeah, network. It's the same as if you're planning a party or something. Find a venue, book that venue. Find some tables, book them. It's the same as a party, but you're making money from it. Exactly. It's just something that you can do. And then while you're there, talk to those business owners, network with those business owners, and what else, what would you like to see happening in the city? Like you said, cities need things. So what else does my city need? So it's all about putting yourself out there and not being afraid to network and not being afraid to talk to people, not being afraid to ask people for their opinion. I think a lot of people are like, I don't want to ask her opinion. I don't want to ask her, but you ask her for anything else. If you can sit and talk about celebrity gossip, you can sit and talk about how you hate your job together. Guess what? We can sit here and talk business together. Let's talk about what would what would you need? So it's all about utilizing the people that are around you to where you can level up basically.
Yeah. Yeah, and like I like that point. If you don't know, just ask. Just ask
Hmm.
somebody. And if you don't know where to start, ask. And if you don't know how to create that venue, find somebody that's good in that space and talk to them and partner with them. If you don't know how to network, find somebody that's good at networking. Get that information. If you don't know how to sell good or you feel like you're not good at selling, find somebody that's good at selling, attach yourself to them, and then soak up as much information as possible. That's the difference between a successful business person and an unsuccessful business person is one, having mentorship, finding somebody that's good in that space, and then getting information. Information is powerful. Not only just getting that information, but executing on the information that you have. So find some people in your area that's where you want to be, and then attach yourself to that person and talk to that person and ask them questions, because you can't ask them many questions because they probably want to help. If they're successful, they want to
Hmm.
help you get successful as well. They don't want to hold you back. They want you to
Yep.
be as successful as they are. So
Yep.
find a need in your city, research it, see is it even profitable, see is it even viable in your city, and if not, it's okay to outsource it. It's okay to set up a whole business in another city, but just make sure that you did your research first and then just go and attack that idea. We like to
Yep.
say it's as simple as that. It may not be as that simple, but
It's not simple to
you
everybody
just
now.
got to do it. It's a lot of people are afraid to take that action, afraid to take that next step. But just like when we were babies, like we didn't know how to walk, but we learned, and so we kept trying and trying and trying and kept falling down and falling down. But eventually, we got up and walked. So if we don't know how to do something, we just keep trying and trying and trying until we eventually get up and do it.
Yep. That's 100% facts. And then also you want to do something that you enjoy doing or something that you're
Mhm.
actually interested in. I know a few people that have started businesses just because, or just because they felt like, oh, I can make a lot of money from this. I'm not really interested in it. I can just make a lot of money. Or I'm not really, it's not something I would be interested in, but I
Mhm.
sell it. Like, no. Like, how can you be successful if you're not enjoying what you're doing? You
Right.
know, it's like you have to sit back and look at, like we talked about, your why are you doing this,
Mhm.
what is the reason, and then find something. If you're having fun doing it, it won't feel like, oh my god, I'm working. A lot of people are looking for side jobs to start in addition to their 9 to 5. So imagine you working your 9 to 5 that you don't like doing, you working hard, and then you come home and now you got to work on this other business doing something that you don't like doing. I'm making this,
Right.
I'm selling these cups or something, and I hate cups. I don't even use cups. Like,
I don't even use the cup. I'm selling it. Okay.
yeah, so you want to find something that you love to do. Like, find something that just brings you joy. If you're creative, create something. Creative people love to see like their artwork coming to life, or they love to see like their ideas come to life. So find something like that.
Mhm. And if you're not a creator, be the middleman. It's so
Hmm.
many people that's making a lot of money just being the middleman, especially in this day and age of social media, because it's a lot of local companies in your business that don't have a social media. So if you're good at marketing and promoting on social media, just go and talk to the company and say, "Hey, I can start your social media brand. I can get you a lot of customers. This is what I've done in the past. This is what I can do for you." And then they'll pay you to run their social media.
Hmm.
They'll pay you to run their ads and market. So you don't necessarily have to start from the beginning. You can attach yourself to a company that's already growing and you just help them build on top of the customers and the clientele that they already have. And so they'll pay you to do that as well. And like I said, just like with the products, if you don't have a product, just go and attach yourself to a company that has the product, but you just be that middleman to go and promote and market that product. And it's okay because eventually that is going to build up the revenue for you to be able to start your run your dream. Like whatever dream that you have, just getting that startup money. A lot of people look for like, I have an idea, but I just don't have the money. So you do something to get that money to be able to fund your dream. And I think that's a powerful thing because it's so much technology and so many ways that you
Hmm.
so many things that you can do to get paid. And then you may like she said, do something that you like doing and you're interested in doing that you want to do, but sometimes you have to do what you have to do in order to do what you want to do. So you may not
Mm-hmm.
like selling cups, but these cups bringing in $1,000 a day, and so now it's like, okay, well, I'm gonna just go ahead and sell these cups because it's gonna help me hit it on down the line. So sometimes you have to do, but the goal is to ultimately, like, everybody heard this cliche: if you do what you love doing, you won't work a day in your life. But you have to do what you have to do in order to get to that point.
Yep.
And-
Yeah. And then a lot of people don't know, but like as a social media manager, you can make a lot of money just by running someone's social media account. Like it's some good money in that. A lot of people are like fresh out of college, fresh out of high school, and they want to start a business. So, but they're like, I don't know what type of business. Like, I don't have the money to start a business, but I'm good with social media. I'm on Instagram all day. I'm on TikTok all day. I got 1 million followers. Like, make some money from that. Like if you're already sitting on Instagram, you're already sitting on social media all day. It's so many businesses, not even big companies, not even just big companies, but it's a lot of like small businesses that just don't have the time to be on social media all day. But social media is where it's at. That's where everybody is. So if you say, hey, I see you got a lot going on. I see you getting a lot of orders that you need to fill them orders. I would like to free up some of your time and run your social media accounts. You can run multiple people's social media accounts at a time. If you set yourself up and organize yourself, utilize the apps that are out there, you can run multiple businesses just from your house and you can make a good amount from doing just that. But it's all about recognizing what is the need. It's a lot of businesses. What was it? Billions of 1.4 billion people started a business last year. Like that's a lot of people that, guess what, they need some social media managers because they don't have time to run their social media. So that's a huge need. That's a need. Fill that need, put yourself out there. It's all about putting yourself out there. A lot of people are afraid to get turned down, or they're afraid of rejection, so they block their self because they feel like, I don't know, I'm not going to tell her, I'm not going to offer that to this person because they got 1 million followers and they don't want to hear from me.
Right.
You never know. You never know until you try. I mean, you get told no, okay, keep me in mind if it ever comes up. If you ever need somebody, just keep me in mind. Or if they ignore you, okay. Like it's not the end of the world, but you never know unless you actually try.
Right. See, let me ask you a question. When I love your bonnet business, that was probably like the dopest idea ever because it was around the time where a lot of people were shaming other people about wearing bonnets in public. And so right when that came out, you came out with your bonnet business, which was like, wear your bonnet anywhere you want to go, be confident, do whatever you want to do. So
make it cute.
Exactly. As long as it look good and it match probably whatever you got on, wear it. Don't be ashamed of it. So you were coming out with that business. How was that process of, I'm gonna sell bonnets? This is what I want to do. What was that process like for you?
It was so easy.
Really?
And you know why it was so easy? That was a huge need at the time. Everybody was at home. Everybody was working from home. Who about to get dressed to get on Zoom? Everybody's sitting around with their bonnets on. But at the same time, everybody's using like their little beauty store bonnets, their Walmart bonnets. I had a couple of them too. They all loosed up. They all loose and raggedy. Like,
the strings like, coming from it and
everything. You got to put a little rubber band on it to keep it. So I'm like, I was thinking about like businesses that I can start. And I'm just like, what do people need? What do people need? It took me a while to think about it, but I'm like, a bonnet. But then it's all about being unique and being different. Everybody can sell the same thing. Everybody can sell bonnets. It's a bonnet. Like I said, it's at the beauty store for $1. It's at Walmart. So I'm like, I can't be basic. Like I can't just sell a regular bonnet. So I'm like, well, how can I be different? And then when you think about it, everybody loves like personalized stuff. Everybody loves being able to put their name on something. People like to be able to give gifts and make it more personal, So I'm like, all right, I could sell bonnets. So it took me less than $500 to start that business. I bought the tools that I needed. I bought the material that I needed. I bought everything that I needed. And I was like, I'm just going to do it. Like, what's the worst that can happen? I didn't even get my LLC like soon as I started because I thought I had time. I was like,
Yeah.
at least let me just set up a little Etsy shop selling a few. I think I probably started with like 20 bonnets because I wasn't trying to spend a whole bunch of money. So, I'm like,
Right.
let me get different colors. I probably had like 5 of each color. And I was like, let me just see how it goes. I put them bonnets on Etsy. I started promoting it on social media and it sold like that.
Wow.
I want to say within my next 2 weeks, I was buying more product. Like it sold so fast, but it's like I didn't just sit on the idea. I didn't have thousands of dollars that I wanted to give to it. I'm like, all right, look, I got $500. Let me see what I can do with that. I found the need. I got an idea. I'm being unique. I'm being creative. Let me see what I could do with that. And dumb things. So I would say I made my own money. Like the money that I put into the business, I made that back within my first week. And it's just like, that's because I found the need, something that was really hot that everybody needed. And I jumped on it. So it was like prime time.
Exactly. That's dope. 2 things. Okay. The first thing, I like the fact that you said you can go and buy a bonnet for $1 at the store. So people, when they invest in you and your business, because it was the right thing for you, they really they spent their money into you. They did it was the bonnet, but it wasn't about the bonnet. They wanted to buy something from you and support you because they're like technically buying you and buying that experience. So I feel like when people are looking for the right business, make it your own, even though it's probably something other people sell, like Walmart or big brands like that they sell. Make it your own because people want to buy into you. They buy into your personality. They buy into the experience of being able to talk to you and into your social media and feel like they know you because they can go and get their product from anywhere and they'll probably pay half the price, but they're going to pay double the price because it's you and they like you. So let me ask you this. When you found that business and you say you started with 500, do you feel like had you have known that it was going to blow up like it did, would you have invested more money into it?
I would not. And let me tell you why I would not. Because I could have sat there and invested like $2,000 and bought like a whole bunch of bonnets, a whole bunch of whatever, a whole bunch of this and this and this. But I would have lost out on, it would have took me more time to make that money back. Whereas I made my first 500 back. And I kept saving and saving and saving, stacking my money, putting my money back into the business. And then when it got to the point where I was like, all right, I got a lot of money I done made from this. Then I was like, let me add something else. Then I'm like, well, what else do people need? People need robes, So that's when I decided to let me add robes. But I just let the business basically fund itself. Like I have yet to put my own money into the business. Like, I just felt like for me, that was the best move because I knew I wasn't trying to invest. I just was starting a business thinking like I didn't expect it to still be around this many years, I just was starting something. So I was like, I just don't want to give that much money to it. And I actually don't regret it. I feel like everything worked because when you're selling a product, everybody want to know what's next. So you start selling, I started selling bonnets and bonnet selling. And then it's like, oh, what you gonna add next? So people, it's like the anticipation is there because they're like, you got this good product. Like, I wonder what else you're gonna come up with. So guess what? Boom, I got some robes too. Now all of my old customers are coming back because they want a robe now. And then now I'm getting new customers because I've already put a name for myself out there. It's easier to drop a product when you already have your name established. People know C's Design Shop. They got the custom bonnets. They got the, So now I'm like, okay, let me add a new product. And then once that starts selling, if I feel like, all right, I'm tired of the robes now, let me add a headband. So, it keeps the business going and it keeps the business steady. It keeps it fresh. I'm not trying to start and give them everything I got.
Right.
I don't want to start with bonnets, robes, headbands. And then after 3 months, it's going to be like, all right, what else you got? We tired of that. What else you got? And now, if I got no more ideas, my business that's it. Like, well, I don't know what else to offer you. So I like the way that I did it. I mean, everything, it works different for everybody, but I feel like a lot of people might come into a big amount of money and be like, I'm going to invest $5,000 in a business. I'm buying product, and you don't know what product is going to sell. You
Right.
know, I bought 5 of each color because I want to see what color sells. I know
Mhm.
what I like, but what color is going to be my best seller. So
Right.
now when I'm ready to order some more product, I'm
For
going to
that
get
color.
more of that color, you know?
Mhm.
So imagine if I had ordered 100, let's say 100 of black something and nobody wanted black. So now I'm
Yeah.
stuck with 100 black.
Yeah, you just stuck with it, just sitting there.
I'm just stuck with it,
Yeah.
looking stupid. So it's all about, I think it's all about planning and being strategic with your
Mhm.
decision.
Mhm. I think that's important because a lot of people they get this idea and it's like, okay, I'm gonna run with it. So they throw everything they got into it,
Yep.
and then they just get stuck with all the inventory and all the products. And so it's like,
Mm-hmm.
man, I wish and then as soon as they get stuck with it, they find another idea, but now they don't have the money to fund it because they put all layers into that one idea. So it is about planning and being strategic. I do like that.
Mm-hmm.
I do feel like that's a that's smart. So for me, with my health and wellness business, I'm actually the opposite. So I started with a little and like I got the products and I had the inventory. It's like, okay, cool. So I just posted online. Like I didn't know what I was doing. So I just posted online. And like that very same day, people was like, oh, you sell that? Let me get some. I was like, okay. So I was literally out of inventory like that first week. And I was like, dang, okay, so now what? So the thing is, like you said, the money that you made from the bonnets was able to fund the robes and everything else. And so I feel like a lot of people, when they have that right idea and they start making money, they get that money, they think it's profit, and then they go and blow it. And
Oh.
so now they don't have the money for inventory. They don't have the money to innovate, to create something fresh for their business that keeps it from going stale.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad I knew this. So the money that I was able to make, I put it right back into the business to order more products and order products that people wanted. And so
Mm-hmm.
now I was able to keep my business running like a machine. Otherwise, I would have had some money and then out of product. And so now
Mm-hmm.
the business would have tanked. So I do feel like find like just execute at a fast pace. Like do your
Mm-hmm.
research, talk to the market, talk to the people, build your brand. And then once you jump into your idea, just be strategic. Don't put everything you got into that one thing because it may not work out. It may or may not work out. Hopefully it works out, but sometimes it may not work out. And then be strategic with the finances that you're starting to bring in. So don't just get the money and think you got money, you can blow it and flash it and all of this because it's not your money. That's for the business.
Yeah.
That's the business money to run the business. And think of it like a machine. Like you have to continuously to feed the machine. And then eventually you can take a little bit on the end. But as long as the machine is steady running, and then you'll have a successful business. I like
So
that.
let me ask you a hypothetical question, right?
Hypothetical. Okay,
All
let's go.
right. So look,
Right.
you bought a lot of product and you started selling that first day, right?
Yeah.
What would you have done if you bought a lot of product and you went a month with no sales? Would you have put more money into buying more product, or would you have just been like, let me just go harder, let me change my plan?
I think at that point, if that's all I had, it would definitely be time to change the plan. So I wouldn't buy more product if the product that I had wasn't selling. I would just change up my marketing plan.
Mm-hmm.
So if I was only trying to sell on social media and social media wasn't working, now it's time to go out into the public and
Oh.
start talking to folks. And so during the pandemic, you can't really go out in the public. So that's when you pick up the phone and start calling people because you can use your phone to call people instead of like being on social media all day. I don't know if people knew that.
They
But
don't.
you can call folks and say, hey, I just started this business. I would like for you to, be one of my first supporters in the business. If you can, if not, you may know somebody else that's you can use my product. And then they'd be like, oh, okay, cool. Well, yeah, I know such and such. They always talking about this. And so I would get referrals. And so
Mm-hmm.
definitely change up the plan. If talking to people in person isn't working, go on social media because it works. But if that's not
Mm-hmm.
working, just change up the plan because you don't have to stick to one dynamic in your business. You don't have to just be on social media. You don't have to just be in person. And
Yeah.
so that's why I tell a lot of people, like even in business. So you start their relationship online, but you bring it offline. And so you actually get their number and talk to them. And with my customers, I help them with reaching their goals, but I also like get into their daily life as well because as far as health and wellness, the things they do outside of social media and outside of what we're doing affects them trying to hit their goals. So if I was talking to one of my guys, he was trying to lose, he's already lost maybe like 17 pounds,
Mhm.
but the next week somebody died in his family, and so that snowballed into going off his diet, going off the products, just kind of getting depressed, and then just kind of putting himself back into a box and not able to exercise like he wanted to. So being able to talk to him about other stuff besides what we were doing helped him to get back into his rhythm and get back on the products and get back exercising and dealing with the emotions that he was going through. And so taking that relationship offline is definitely important as far as my
Mhm.
business goes. So changing up the strategy. So if one strategy don't work, just change it up.
Yeah. And I think that's so important. I think a lot of people feel like, they buy all this product and they're sitting on it for like a month or 2 months,
Mhm.
and then they're like, this ain't working for me. I need to buy more product, or I need to switch my business. And I'm selling lotion and my lotion not selling. So let me go sell hair, or let me go sell
Yeah,
something else. So it's like you spend so
yeah,
much time piggybacking between business and business and business, but you have to sit down and reevaluate, what did I do wrong? Oh, not necessarily wrong, but what could I have done differently?
mhm,
If you feel like I wasn't really marketing on social media like I could, I wasn't really building relationships like I could. So instead of just starting a whole new business, or instead of just getting discouraged and letting all of that product sit in the attic,
right.
change it up.
Change it
Maybe
up.
social media is not, maybe that's not the place for you. Go in
Right.
person. You got the grocery store, you got the
Mhm.
post office, the line always out the door out here at the post office.
Yeah.
You go get groceries, talk to people in the line, talk to people and
Mhm.
let them know, hey, I see you got a bonnet on your head. Guess what? I sell custom bonnets. I can put your name on
Exactly.
it. Look at my
Exactly.
business card, print you some flyers.
Yeah.
And then, like, a lot of people don't know, you can go on Vistaprint and you
Mhm.
can get some flyers printed out, and Vistaprint will mail them flyers out to
Yeah.
everybody in a certain area. Like,
Mhm.
that's meeting people, because not everybody is on social media. Believe it or not, a lot of
Right.
people
It's a
are.
lot of people not. Yeah.
It's a lot of people that's not on social media. How are you going to meet them people? You have to get creative. I always say, print you some flyers, go in the mall parking lot and put them flyers on everybody's window. I mean, it's different
Exactly.
now with COVID. You might can't do it unless you're in Florida, because
Mhm.
Florida don't care. But print you some flyers and go out and hit the ground running, dropping in
Yeah.
everybody, dropping on their doorsteps or something like
Mhm.
that. But you have to be willing to put the time in. You have to be willing to not just sit there and throw money away. What
Yeah.
can you do? You can walk around your neighborhood and drop off some flyers, walk around, and talk to people. So it's all about, you just have to be willing to put yourself out there and get out of your own head and do it.
Yeah. And be willing to adapt because
Hmm.
when it goes back to social media, I observe a lot. So a lot of people that are on Facebook are not on Instagram. And so the thing that I noticed the biggest was when TikTok came out, a lot of people have like 100,000 followers and like a million followers and all it is. And then you go to their Instagram and it's like 200, 300. It's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
So these people that are getting famous on TikTok weren't doing anything on Instagram. They probably weren't doing anything on Facebook. And so if you're on Instagram and Facebook and you're like, man, I don't have any people. Well, TikTok is where everybody at right now.
Hmm.
So you have to keep up with the current so you'll know where all the attention is. And then that attention you can attract into your business. That just when you said that, it made me think of that because it's a lot of people that are not on Facebook. It's a lot of Facebook has the majority kind of the
Yeah.
older crowd and more family and more people that you work
Hmm.
with. But the people that you're needing, the people that you're looking for on Instagram, on TikTok, on LinkedIn, all these other social media
Hmm.
platforms that are designed for business and for marketing and for media. And so go to those. Then you don't have to just stick to one thing. You can go to all of them. And then if you don't know how, find somebody that's good at posting and making videos and stuff and connect yourself with them. And then they can help you run your business as well. So network, venture out, learn something new, and it's really gonna help you when you have that right business idea.
Yep. It's all about going where the people are. If the people are on TikTok, go on TikTok. A lot of people feel like I'm not good with them TikToks. Yeah, and you'd be surprised how many not old,
Yeah.
older people are actually on TikTok and just scrolling
Mhm.
through TikTok because it's funny. TikTok is
Yeah.
so entertaining. Like if you're into animal stuff, they got animal pages. I follow like a alligator page or something. I don't know how I ended up. I don't know
Yes.
how I
It's
ended
so
up, but it's so
yeah.
entertaining. You have cooking videos, drinks. You have people, talking about their business. So TikTok is not just for young people; it's
Right.
everybody on TikTok. Sit on TikTok and dance if you like to dance. Dance to
Mhm.
a little song or something, and talk about your business. Like
Exactly.
make it fun, but you have to go where the people are.
Mhm. Mhm. It's funny. I follow this. So it's crazy because a lot of people have a job and they don't know like how to start a business. So it's this guy on TikTok. We about to be talking about TikTok all day. It's a guy on TikTok. His job is to fill up pools like with water.
I follow him too.
Yeah, like he just literally shows that process of how he fills up pools. And I'm pretty sure outside of his job, he's able to have his own business of filling up pools with water because of the people that's interested in just watching him fill up the pool with water.
Absolutely.
So it's just so your job could actually help you to find the business that you want to do, and you can run it through social media, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. That was crazy to me. And it's so much stuff that you can, it's so many ideas out there, but I do feel like because it is so much, you get like information paralysis. So
Yeah.
you see everything that's going on, and so now you're just like, I don't know what to do because I could do so much. I don't know what to do, so I don't do anything because I don't know
Mm-hmm.
what to do and where to start.
Yes.
So figure out, write you a list, make a list, get your memory jogger, and just figure out something that you're good at, or something that people think you're good at, or do a survey online to figure out what am I known for.
Mm-hmm.
If you can ask people on your social media, like, what are you known for? And they say your smile. Well, maybe you can go and partner with a Crest or toothpaste company or something like that. Or there you good for your hair. Or maybe you come up with like some oil, or you always smell good, or come up with like some lotion or something like that. So just figure out what people know you for and then just capitalize on it.
And that's such a good idea. So I'm gonna put my husband out there, right? I'm gonna put all his business out there.
Put it all out there. Put it all out
So this is my husband is an introvert, 100%,
there.
200%. He's an introvert, right? But he felt like he wanted to start a business. And so
Right.
I'm like, all right, what kind of business you want? I don't know. I'm not really good at nothing. I'm just like, all right. But then over time, I started realizing like he's a heck of an artist. Like this man can draw like anything, like any
Yeah.
cartoon, any like the little comic book stuff, them
He do.
superheroes, he draws it like Nickelodeon characters, like all of that. So I'm
Yeah.
like, you think you're not good at nothing, but you sitting on this amazing talent.
Mhm.
So what did he do? He started a shoe business. So now he does like custom shoes.
That's
Everybody wears shoes.
yeah, everybody with shoes. And
Men
everybody
wear
wants
shoes.
something different from what everybody else got.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Everybody wants to be unique. I mean, you spend $400 and something on Jordans to look like
Right.
everybody else. But
Exactly.
it's like if you still put yourself out there and be like, let me take a risk because somebody gonna feel it,
Mhm.
And it's amazing like how successful you can be just from one thing. So it's like you said, you might think I'm not good at nothing. I can't start
Right.
no business. I'm not good. But talk to your close friends, talk to your
Mhm.
family and say, when you think of me, what's something that you think? Don't tell them like, what's a business I could start? Don't say that.
Right.
Don't
'Cause
say that.
uh,
Don't say that. Say, what do you think I'm good at? What's something that you think I'm good at? And just like that, girl, you so good at my friend. She's so good with like planning, like party planning and stuff like that.
yeah.
But she's like, I'm just not good at nothing. I don't. Girl, start an event planning business. Like,
Yeah,
what?
exactly.
Like,
You
are you
planning
serious?
everything.
Yes, you
Every
are
time we go
literally
somewhere, you plan it.
you the planner.
But you
Start an
always
event planner. Get
start it.
paid. So find
Exactly.
something that you're good at. Ask your people who know you the most. Don't go on social media and ask your Facebook friends because they don't really know you like that.
Right.
Ask people that are close to you and say, what's something that you think that I'm good at? Oh, you're good at this, and capitalize off it. Start a
Exactly.
business. Like there's your idea right there. Okay, I'm good at drawing. What can I do to start a business from that? What
Mhm.
can I do what is a need that everybody needs? Everybody needs shoes. Okay, I'm gonna draw on some shoes.
Draw
Boom.
on shoes.
Now you got a whole business from
Good
it.
idea. Yeah.
So people be sleeping on themselves out here.
They do.
Oh.
And it's, we should have started with that. That was actually pretty good. All right. So now that you found the right business, well, in the future, now that you've heard this information and found the right business, a lot of people figure out the struggle of finding the right time to start their business.
Mhm.
Once again, the information paralysis. I done did all the research. I done talked to everybody. I've did all my surveys. I've done this. I found the right business. I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do it next year. I need some money. I need to figure out who my audience is. I need to figure out who my customers is. And now you're just sitting there prolonging the information, and you don't know when the right time to start your business
Yeah.
because you waiting and you waiting and you waiting for the perfect time. So how do you find the right time to start your business?
So, actually,
What? Paper?
so after episode 1, we surveyed our listeners and we asked, why do you feel you don't have the time to start a business, right? Of course, we got a lot of different answers, and we appreciate y'all. We appreciate the answers.
We got a lot though. We thank everybody.
But so we picked the top 3 reasons that most people agreed on to why they feel like it's just not the right time for me to start a business. All right. So let's go through number 1. A lot of people feel like I work a full-time job. I don't have time to start a business. What are your thoughts on that, T?
I work a full-time job too. So that's done. I work a full-time job. That's a lot of people work full-time jobs that have businesses. And I'm not just saying because I'm doing it, you can do it, but my experience of working a full-time job. So what happens is it's a sacrifice. You can either get up earlier in the morning and start preparing your day and preparing how you're going to start your business. Not how, but once you find the right business and it's certain things in your business that you have to do that doesn't involve selling at that point. So it's a lot of stuff you have to do. So you can get up in the morning, you can plan out your day, and then once you get off work, you can take a few hours. Because if you're going to spend that time at work working for somebody else, you can spend a few hours working for yourself because the more time you work for yourself, you can have that to fund in the future. So you'll be working for yourself permanently instead of having to continue to build somebody else's house and pay for their vacations. You can be able to work on something that's going to pay you in the long run. So you spend 8, 10, 12 hours at work on a job, spend some time, an hour, 2 hours, at least a day working for yourself, building up your mental habits, your mental capacity, because a lot of people, they're stuck in that 9-to-5 situation and that mindset of I'm gonna go to work from this time to this time, and so now I'm gonna shut down. Well, if you're in your business and if you plan properly, you can say when I get off at 5, from 6 to 8, I'm gonna work on my business and then shut it down. So it takes proper planning. But if you get up early in the morning, you can plan that. And then you can be able to have a successful day. And a successful day equals a successful week, which is a month, and then a year, and then you'll just be successful all around. It's about building yourself 1%. So what I do personally is when we were doing our DJ business, I would work my regular job. And then on the weekends, I was free. So I had that time on the weekend to work my business. And so now with my health and wellness company, I get up earlier in the morning. I have to be at work at 5:30. I get up around 4, and then I plan out my day. I try to do it the night before, but if I don't do it the night before, I get up earlier, plan my day, and then with my specific job, I'm not stuck inside. So there's a lot of people that don't have like inside jobs where they're inside of a building all day long. So with me, I'm able to also talk to people while I'm out in the market because I know with my job, it helps a lot because I'm talking to different people. I'm talking to managers all day long who are stressed out. They're tired. They want to lose weight. They don't have time to go to the gym. When they get off work, they have to go home and take their kids to daycare. They have to take their kids to practice. And so I have products that helps them to be able to manage their day and then also help them reach their goals while they're at work trying to lose weight because they're busy and working and doing all this all day long, but they still not losing weight. So now I have a product to help them while they're at work. So while I'm at work, I'm just working my business while I'm at work. And then when I get off work, like I said, when I'm online, like talking to people online, I bring those relationships offline. So I meet with people when I get off work and when they get off work, just freeing up some time to go and talk to somebody or send them something or go to the post office. And so you don't necessarily have to be stuck in that. I have a full-time job. I don't have time to
Mhm.
work a business. You literally have all the time to work your business. And so you're on social media all day anyway. Why not run your business on social media? And then when you get off work, you can do the other stuff that you can do while you're off work. So the biggest thing is try not to find excuses. Try to find like
Yes.
problems. Like stop looking for excuses. Start looking for solutions. If you find as many solutions as you can, you'll be able to solve those problems. I know personally, I was afraid to I was at work and I was just afraid to talk to folks. And I just wouldn't do it. And so I wouldn't make anything in my business on that aspect because I wasn't talking to people. But when I started talking to people, I started talking to my drivers. And then they was like, oh, yeah, you sell that? And I was like, yeah, yeah. And so a lot of my business came from the people that I actually work with. And a lot of business comes from people that they know, and then from
Mhm.
like I said, the managers and the people that they know. And so I always get referrals. And so that's how I'm able to work my business in a full-time business. So you're surrounded by customers everywhere you
Oh
go.
yeah, definitely.
And so, like I say, if it wasn't for my full-time job, I wouldn't be able to meet those people that I would have met had I not been at a job. If I would just been working for myself, it would be harder for me to go out and find these different individuals because they're at their job and they don't have time. But now
Mhm.
they know you, they'll make time, and now you can talk to them about what you got going on.
All right. Next question.
What's the next one?
All right. So the next one, I picked this one myself.
Ooh,
A lot of people feel like I work a full-time job and I also have kids.
yeah, I ain't got nothing.
Let me tell you why I picked that one.
What is that like? How is it?
So it's hard. I'm gonna be
Okay.
100% honest. I'm not gonna sit here like like I said, when I started my business, it took off for me, right? But
Yeah,
I'm not gonna sit up here and say that having a full-time job and running your business with kids is not
mhm,
easy at all.
I believe it.
You have to make a lot of sacrifices. And like you said, you made a really good point. If I work from 8 o'clock to 4:30, okay, I'm gonna come home, I'm gonna get the kids together, spend
Mhm.
some time with my family, not all night, but
Right.
spend some time with my family, and then the kids go to sleep at 8 o'clock. All right, guess what? I'm working from 8 until the job is done.
Right.
So set aside, starting off, okay, if you have kids, let's say you start at 9 o'clock and you
Mhm.
work from 9 to midnight or 9, 2 hours, just depending on your business and how much you want to dedicate to it. But set that time aside where you're just sitting there resting or you're just sitting there scrolling on social media. You could be
Right.
building your website, you could be
Yeah.
networking, you could be talking to people, you could be on your business
Mhm.
page scrolling through social media, interacting with people.
Yeah.
For me, I was the opposite from you. When I started my business, I worked in a pharmacy
Mm.
and you couldn't be on your phone.
Yeah.
So it's like my lunch breaks, we got, I think, like a 30-minute lunch.
Mhm.
So my lunch breaks, I'm trying to eat, I'm trying to be scrolling on my phone, I'm trying to answer all the emails I can, I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to run a
Yeah.
business in 30 minutes. But it's like that's what I had to do. And it paid off. It might have been hard. It was hard
I believe
in
it.
the beginning, but when you start your first business, you're learning. You're
Mm.
learning what works for you. You're learning, what am I good at? Am I good at marketing? Am I good at, you're
Yeah.
learning how to run a business. So when the time comes, it's gonna pay off.
Yeah.
Because when it gets to the point where you're like, I done mastered this business. At this point, my first business runs itself. I fill the
Mhm.
orders, but like you said, it's running like a machine. It's running like
Yeah.
a machine. I'm not sitting, I don't work a full-time job now, but that's because I sacrificed so much in that time. I can't remember how long I was working at this job. I can't remember before I actually quit, but I sacrificed so much in that time period to where
Mm.
now I was like, I know what my strengths is. So when I know my
Yeah.
strengths, I know what my next business was. It just came to me easily. Like
Yeah.
because I know that that's something that I can do. So it pays off. It's a lot. It's a lot, but you gotta stick with it because
Yes.
eventually it's gonna pay off. You know, and then now I have all the time I want with my family. You know, I have my kids, I have my husband. I can spend as much time as I want with them because that first business, I'm running like a machine. The second business, I'm running that. I'm on the third business. So you know, it's like you just have to be strategic. That's where it goes to not starting. You know, you work a full-time job. You know, you got kids. Why you starting two businesses?
Right.
Why you got 1,000 large products, all 10 different products? You got an inventory of 1,000, and you don't even have the capacity to keep up with that. Why? I started with a few bindings because I have time to sit there and fill them orders at night. I have time, you know what I'm saying? Imagine if I started with robes and bindings and all of this.
Oh, you'd be stressed out.
Oh, something
gotta
something ain't gonna get done.
Right.
But yeah, so it's hard, but like you said, don't stand in your own way and stop giving excuses. You know, it's always an excuse when you have people that's out here that's doing it, and you have people that's willing, you know, to make them sacrifices. So just stop standing in your own way. That's all.
Exactly.
All right. So our last question. All right, this one. So a lot of people, actually, I was surprised, but a lot of people said that they work 2 jobs and they don't have time to start a business. I think that's a good reason. What do you think?
It is. I mean, it's a good reason for what? It's a good excuse, I guess. I would say, I don't know. So I always heard, like, why start your second job when you can start your first business? You can spend that time anyway. So if you think about it, you're actually trading more time for money. So you're already working your 9 to 5, and then you go from your 9 to 5 to go and work 2, 3, 4 hours somewhere else when you could have put that time and energy into your business that's going to pay you twice as much. But now you're just still barely getting by. I was listening to another podcast when he was like, you showed me one person that's doing better than they were working 2 jobs than somebody that's working 1 job. And everybody was like, I don't really know anybody. Yeah, because you just literally trading more time. And so what that does psychologically is like, oh, okay, I'm getting to the bag. I got 2 jobs, I'm getting money. But realistically, you running yourself into the ground. So now you're even more tired. Now you don't have time for your kids. Now you don't have time for nothing else. But when you're actually working on your business, you can work your business on your own time. And so now you will have time for your kids. You will have time for your family. And then you, like I said, you'll be making twice as much once you start building it up. Once you start putting that time and energy into your business, it can be able to be your full-time income. And now you can work it on your own time. You gotta sacrifice, but once those sacrifices, they're gonna start paying off. But working these 2 and 3 jobs is better just to live. I'm not gonna tell you what to do, but I'll just say start your first business before you start your second job.
You know, that's actually a really good way to look at it, because when you think about it, most people who start a second job, they'll work like weekends or they'll work like nighttime. But if you spend your weekend working for yourself, like I think about people who like make wigs. Like some people are really good at like sewing, you know, using a sewing machine like that. And you can make a wig in an hour and make like 400, 500 and up
1 week,
for that 1 hour. So it's like, if you just start your own business on the side, you put so much less time into it. And then, like you said, you do it on your own time. Yeah. You do it when you feel like, you know, when you feel like, all right, I got time, or I'm going to set aside this time and I'm going to do it. So I think that's a really good point. I haven't thought about it like
because
that.
People go in with the right intentions. They're like, okay, I'm going to get this second job and it's going to help pay off this bill, and this bill. But they get that second job and they realize you got to pay gas to get there and to your first job. So that money that you're making in 4 hours is going toward gas and food. And now you like, man, I need another job because now I got to actually start paying off these bills. And so you're actually putting yourself in a hole deeper. It's crazy. Anyway, find the right business. Stop making excuses. Make the time and be successful.
Yes. Yes, there you go. That's it. I mean,
listen to Boss Business Podcast.
Well,
and then you'll be successful. and then you'll be successful. Like don't do it and think you're not gonna listen to us and think you're gonna make it, because it's cool. But I really hope people take the time to not just listen, and not just take notes, but to apply it.
Mhm.
Apply what they learn, even if it's just like something small. Like it's not what's taught, it's what's caught. So if you caught something that stuck out to you, just go and put it to work.
Mhm.
If you good with social media, or if you're not good, either help somebody else or learn from somebody else and attach yourself to somebody else. Like take
Yes.
something small from this podcast and go and apply it to yourself. Go and apply it to your business and just watch how it blows up.
Yeah,
Because we got faith in you.
I got faith in you.
I got faith in you, man. Because don't nobody else tell you we got faith in you.
All right, so that wraps up another episode of the Boss Business Podcast.
Yes. So we're gonna cut it off right here. Thank you for sipping and tipping with us on the Boss Business Podcast. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms at Boss Business Pod. Also, if you'd like to sponsor a show or be interviewed, send us an email to bossbusinesspod@gmail.com. You can also send us topics to discuss, questions, or just let us know how we doing. Just let us know how we doing. But before I let you go, I'm gonna leave you with this quote, and I'm gonna tell you it's an old Chinese proverb. It said the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The best time was 20 years ago. The second best time is today. So go out there, start planting them trees, spreading them seeds, and we'll see y'all next week on the Boss Business Podcast.
All my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle, pay the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice. That's why all my life I've been grinding all my life. Look.
Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.